Okay, we're going to take a look at linear inequalities. Now, the first thing I want to go over is just that what the symbols stand for. It is very important with linear inequalities that you understand what the symbols are because they tell us a couple of things that we're going to be doing later on. So you need to know what a less than, greater than signs look like, what less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to signs look like. And then what they tell us is two different things. First off, in the blue, a greater than or equal to tells me when I finish I'm going to shade up. And then a less than or equal to tell me that I'm going to be shading down. Over in the green, if it has an equal to bar, so if it is a less than or equal to, or if it is a greater than or equal to, then whenever I draw my line, it's going to be a solid line. But if there is no equal to bar, in other words, it is a less than or a greater than symbol, then I'm going to, when I draw my line, it's going to be a dashed line. Okay, let's take a look at these problems. So first off, uh, just like when we usually graph, y does have to be by itself. Well, in this case it is. So we can go straight into our graphing. We start off graphing the y-intercept first, which is -5. So I'm going to go down 5 from the origin, which is the middle. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a point. Okay, and that's my y-intercept. And then I'm going to use the slope, which is the number next to x. And remember, we always view this as a fraction, which is 2 over 1. And so from my y-intercept, I'm going to go up 2 and then to the right 1 to put that point. Okay, once we've done this, now this is where we have to go back and we have to look at our inequality symbol. Okay, it was a less than sign, and it did not have an equal to bar. So that means that I'm going to draw a dashed line. So, and I'm going to try to draw this to the best of my ability. Okay, a dashed line, an ugly one, but it's a dashed one. And then it's a less than, and less than we shade down. Okay, so I take my graph and I start shading down. And once you do that, that's the answer. Any linear inequalities must always be graphed in order to see what the solution is, because the solution is not simply just a line or just a point, it's an entire area. So that entire area that was shaded is the solution. Okay. Now on this particular problem, and this one problem is the problem that probably frustrates students the most, because y really kind of looks like it's by itself, but we got that pesky little negative sign there in front of it, and that negative sign means that there's an understood -1 in front of y that we have to get rid of. So in order to get rid of that -1, we're going to divide by a -1 to everything. Now when we divide by a negative, we have to flip our inequality symbol. So this is now going to flip to a less than or equal to, and we have y is less than or equal to 4x, and then -7. Okay, so we're now ready to graph this because y is by itself, and we'll start with our y-intercept, which is -7. So I'm going to go down 7, and draw a point. And then I'm going to, from that, we're going to use our slope, which is 4. Always has to be a fraction, so that's 4 over 1, and we're going to go up 4 and up to the right 1 and draw our second point. Okay, so now we look back at our inequality symbol. This does have an equal to bar, so we can draw a straight line here. And then it's less than, so once again less than means we shade down. So here's our line, and going down would be this direction. And we shade just everything going down. And that's the solution to this particular linear inequality. Last, we're going to take a look at something where it's a little bit more complicated to get y by itself. First off, we want to start off by getting rid of the negative 5x. So we're going to add 5x to both sides. Those cancel, and we're left with 2y is less than or equal to. We cannot combine the negative 8 and the 5x, so we like to put the 5x first, and then minus 8. And then I'm going to go through and divide everything by 2. And we have y is less than or equal to. 5 over 2 does not reduce, so 5 over 2x. And then negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So we're going to start off plotting our y-intercept, which is negative 4. So we'll go down 4 and put a point. From that point, we're going to use our slope, which is 5 over 2, to go up 5 and over 2. Put our point. All right, so once we've done that, now, once again, we look back at our inequality symbol, which is a less than or equal to. Because it has the equal to bar, then we can draw a solid line. And because it's less than, once again, we will end up shading down. And you just shade that entire area. And then, because of the fact that I didn't put any greater than symbols, greater than would obviously, everything that's not shaded above this, if this would have been greater than, all of that would have been shaded. So you'll only have two sides when you're dealing with the linear inequality, and you're either going to shade one side or shade the other. And in this case, this was the shaded down. If it would have been greater than, we would have shaded the other area.